kind of to the mystique and the controversy around Animal. Can you kind of talk to that? Why it's such a, it seems like it's such a thing to play it, or from a fan standpoint?
It was a life-changing moment, that's for sure. I mean, it changed everything about the way we approached writing records. It certainly changed me as a person, made me more of an introvert. You know, I didn't realize, it took me years to understand what had happened, that you get a little PTSD'd out. I mean, we had thousands of death threats. You know, got shot at a couple times, bomb scares at lots of shows. They'd have to, like, you know, we'd be playing a place like this, they'd have to clear the whole room out, sweep the room, take 2 hours to get everybody back in, and so this was going on a regular basis. And we were in the UK, and it had spread over there too. And we were doing this run of shows. Tom Jones was either before us, the day before, or the day after, everywhere we were going. And he had heard about what was going on, and I had never met him, but he had been there the night before. We came in the next night. Written on the makeup mirror in the dressing room, he writes, "What the hell is going on with you guys?" You know? And so I wrote we went to the next town. We were there the day before he was. And I says, "Well, I can't really tell you." I says, "But I'm glad you acknowledged it." The next place we go to, he had been the day before us. He goes, "I love you." So, but it's, like I said, it made me more of a recluse. You know, it made me, because the thing I found is, like, I ain't, you know, the baddest guy in the world. But if somebody, all you guys, you know what I'm talking about. If somebody comes up to you and confronts you, you're going to deal with it. But what does get to you is the shit you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
It's the stuff that's coming out of your peripheral vision that you can't see it coming at you. It's that chicken shit stuff, right? And that's the stuff that eats at you more than anything, because you think, FBI had to come in a couple of times, and they would keep one guy on the stage, and one guy would roam the audience. And they would tell us, they go, "When you come out, you're making eye contact with the audience as far as you can see, which is anywhere from 10 to 20 rows from the spill of the lights. You can see the people." It says, "Look at those people, look them in the eye. Who's the guy that's not supposed to be there tonight?" Because most of the fans, you know, they're cheering and doing whatever, and there's that one guy that's going to be, he's the guy you got to watch, you know, because he's there for an alternative reason. You know, so that might not sound like a whole lot, but when it happens night after night after night after night, and you're thinking, it's tonight, because back in those days, there was no metal detectors or anything like that. If you were playing in an arena, some guy could be sitting up there in the crow's nest with a high-powered rifle with a scope on it. He'd pick you off like a shooting fish in a barrel, man.
Right.
You know, so you try to do the best you can, but it really does wear on you over a period of time. And what happened with the PMRC, they got a whole bunch of fringe groups riled up, and there's some goofy shit going on out there. There's a lot of people that think, you know, well, if we get rid of these guys, the world would be a better place. And you see this happen over and over again. Dimebag, you know, there's lots of guys that get attacked on stage. So it can be, it can get interesting.
So the perception, I think, from your fans is that it's more of a religious thing? Is that?
It was to begin with, and then I started thinking about, when I saw everything that was going on with social media now and the censorship that's been going on with that, this thing rears its head about every 20 years. It's just a new version of it now because we have new technology. You know, if you read Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto, in the first paragraph, he talks about seizing control of whatever written text is. But this also goes back to the Greeks. You know, I think it was Aristotle that said, if you can control the written word, you can control the people. You know, so, and we were talking to some people the other day and doing one of these, and I told them, I said, hey, don't get all your info off of CNN or Fox. You know, get a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Everybody's intelligent. You know, you'll make up your own mind, you know, where you need to go with it. You know, so that's what we're trying to do with this now, again, is get people to think.
Thank you.